church in Poland is going to be quite a bit different than the worship leadership role I played at Blackhawk. Instead of leading worship there, I'll be partnering with members of that congregation to head out into the community of Katowice and build relationships with teenagers and invite them to our church to practice music. We're going to teach them music there in our fusion choir and band, do concerts, but in the process, hopefully build some good relationships that bear a lot of spiritual fruit. We're planning on sending our 3 girls to a public school in Poland. There's some really great things about that, but also some really challenging things about it as well. The benefits are going to be their language skills are just going to go through the roof. Hopefully in a few months' time they'll be really comfortable with the Polish language, which would be something Tanya and I would be pretty jealous of. The challenges are obvious. I mean, those few months while they're learning are just going to be really tough. But we're looking forward to not only having them get a grasp on the language, but showing our neighbors that we're investing in their city and in their school program. And we'll also hopefully be able to build some relationships with the kids' friends and the family members that belong to their friends. We would love to leave for Poland in October. This summer, in August actually, the whole family is going to be heading out to Colorado to get some training on how to survive in a new culture and new language. We'll get home around September 2nd, and we'd love to take the month of September to kind of pack up the rest of our stuff and say goodbye to some really important friends and family. And then if everything goes well, we'll take off for Poland in October. In order to go to Poland, we need to raise this amount of money for startup, and that covers things like the training in Colorado. It covers our plane tickets to get there. It covers the visas that we'll need once we arrive to get permission from the Polish government to live there. It also covers things like shipping our stuff across the Atlantic Ocean and buying new appliances and things that we'll need over there. The monthly donation helps us accomplish 2 things while we're in Poland. Half of the money is used to just help a family of 6 live and travel and do life in Poland. The other half of the money helps us do ministry to the teenagers that we're ministering to over there. You know, paying for different ministry expenses that we'll have, including summer camps. It'll also help us get to conferences that are really important for us to attend. As we do ministry over there. It'll also help us set aside some money to come back to the United States as a family for home assignment. If you are thinking about giving monthly, we would love for you to give sooner than later. It's important for you to know that any money you give to us or to our account before we go to Poland goes to our startup cost. So that helps chip away at that really large number. And then when we land in Poland, those dollars would just help us live and do ministry in Katowice. The amount you give is really between you and the Lord, but I found it helpful to just tell some people what our monthly givers are giving, at least a range of what the gifts have been like. Some gifts have been as small as $8 a month, and those are incredibly meaningful to us. Some are as large as $300 a month, and those are meaningful as well. The bulk of the gifts tend to be in the $25 to $50 range, so if that's helpful, that's what we've seen so far. You can give by credit card with Josiah Venture, but it's not the way we recommend giving. It's a really convenient way to give, but at the same time, 3% of your donation will go to a processing fee with a credit card company. So if you were able to give us $100 a month and you did it via credit card, that's like $3 every month that goes to a credit card company instead of to our account. The best way to give is to send a check to Josiah Venture, if it's a one-time gift or even if it's a monthly gift. Josiah Venture does offer electronic funds transfer. There are no fees attached to that. It's sort of like direct deposit, where they pull the money out of your bank account on the 15th of the month, and they make sure that it gets to Josiah Venture and then to us. So it's a great way to give regularly. We've been learning a lot about Poland and found that even though it's a predominantly Catholic country, a lot of the Catholicism is very nominal. As far as evangelical believers are concerned, people who would say that they know and love Jesus, that percent is less than 1. 0.3% of the people would say that they're evangelical believers. just by way of comparison, if you look at the states of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, their total population is about the same as Poland. And then the number of believers, which is about 40,000 there, they would all fit in the Ohio State University horseshoe, and there'd be about 10,000 seats left over. Well, we're preparing our hearts to be gone for quite a while. The job description that Josiah Venture has given us is pretty extensive. But at the same time, we've only made a commitment with Josiah Venture for an initial 2-year period. So you might hear us talk about that 2-year commitment. Only the Lord knows how long we'll serve in Poland, but we wouldn't be surprised if it's for quite a while.